Hi folks, Sty here. Well, this is waterfall number 5 for the day. This will be the last one. This one I got a little bit of hiking to do. I see they put some rock in here. So a person could possibly drive up to the top of the hill, but I'm not going to take the risk. It was rough enough getting in here. My old Sty ride here is getting a little nasty looking. It's getting pretty muddy. This road coming in was just about as bad as the road to Spring Camp Falls. It's a pretty rough one. But I do see that people have been coming and going. There's nobody out here right now. So I'm going to head in. And this falls is Wren Falls. It's on the Forks River. And I've never been to this falls. Never been here. Now I've heard about it, but I've never been here. Friends of mine, when they were kids, they said they used to come out here years and years ago. And that at the falls, somewhere near the falls, there's a cliff that they used to just love to jump off of into a pool. They said they swam up there all the time, and they said it was tough getting in here even back then. So I'm interested to see what Wren Falls is like. So come on along, let's head on up the trail and check out Wren Falls. Okay? Well, I hiked up the road, and there is a vehicle in here. He made it this far. So there are some other folks down here. But you look at this trail going down in. No, you don't want to take no vehicle through here. It's too narrow and too rocky, and looks like it's got a sloping hillside over here. I can hear the falls down below me. So I only parked an extra 150 feet farther down the road than this fella, so that ain't so bad. I'll catch you folks down at the falls. Okay. Well, here we are, folks, at the end of the trail. There's a primitive campsite down here. There's a fire ring. At one time, people were obviously driving down in here, but there's plenty of room here to pitch a tent, and yeah, it'd be a nice place to camp. Plenty of perfect trees here too for slinging a hammock. But you can probably tell the road, that's bad. You're not getting a truck down over that unless you got yourself a true off-road truck with a real high wheelbase. I wouldn't try bringing my rig down here. But this sits right on top of the falls. We'll walk over here and I'll show you the falls. You can see the gorge. This is a beautiful falls. This was worth the trip. It's not a huge falls, but it's beautiful. Check that out. How'd you like to have that right on the edge of your campsite? I know if I had that on the edge of my campsite, I'd love every minute of it. I'd have a chair sitting right here, and that's where I'd spend my time, is just sitting here watching that falls. Beautiful. It's amazing how it's coming through this narrow gap between this rock. You can tell it's, high solid rock right here. Same on the other side. I'm sure if I hiked through the woods there, I could come out and get on top of that. But I don't see the need. But we'll see. We'll see. Now, it's a good deep gorge too. I mean, it's got to be 40, 50 feet down there. Now this falls, I believe they say it's 18 feet. And I'd say that's about right. About 18 foot. But we're going to take a walk. There's a trail right over here. Right here. And I'm going to take a walk down that trail because I think it's going to bring me down in the gorge, or maybe to a better vantage point. Not that I think that you could find a better one, but we're going to see where it goes. See if we can get down towards the bottom of the gorge. See you down that way, or else I'll see you back up here, one of the two. Well, believe it or not, folks, this trail really does not take you to the bottom of the gorge. However, I'm looking at this embankment here. A lot of loose gravel and rock in this, and it's pretty steep, but Stye's feeling pretty darn adventurous. I think I'm going to give this a shot and try to crawl myself down this thing and get down to the base down there, and then I can get a shot of the falls from down at river level. But I will not be running the camera as I try to navigate this space down here, because this looks a little tricky, and I don't want to be trying to film and climb down here at the same time. So I'll see you down at the bottom if all goes well. See you there. Well, folks, I got down here. That was quite the trip down this hillside. I don't know if the camera's doing it justice, but that's a steep devil, and all of this rock is just loose. About every other step you send a bunch of rock coming down this hillside. Well, I guess this old boy still got a little of it left in him, at least enough to get down here. This is beautiful down here in this spot. I'd throw a chair down here and climb down after it and set it up and sit right down here on the water's edge. And why would I do that? Check this view out. Now that is absolutely beautiful. That's Wren Falls. Now, like I said, I've never been back in here before. Do you think I'll be coming back to this one? Oh, absolutely. It's amazing how that water's coming between those two big stands of rock there. Absolutely amazing. This is a great way for me to wrap up my day of waterfall viewing, is to come down here to Wren Falls for the first time. I'm so glad I saved this for the last one. So in 2 days, I managed to visit 8 waterfalls, and I was so glad I could share them all with you. And the nice thing is this one and Spring Camp Falls are the most remote. And that's just the way it should be. You should have to put a little effort in to come and see this. It shouldn't come easy. It's a lot of water moving over that. But this pool, from what these fellows were telling me, this pool is super deep. And they would get on the opposite side of the river somehow, and they would jump off this cliff into that pool. I'm not that young, and I'm not that crazy. But yeah, beautiful place. Absolutely beautiful. It's getting close. It's evening. It's about 5 o'clock. So I'm going to have to be heading out to my truck soon. But what I'm going to do is go back up. Can't see it from here, but that other outlook I was at first, I'm going to go sit down up there and take a break and just watch the falls for a half hour or so, and then I'll head out to the truck and I'll get out of here before the sun sets yet. So I'll see you folks when I get to the top of this thing. I think going up's going to be easier than coming down was, actually. But I'll get up on the top and I'll get over to that other outlook and I'll pick you up there. See you then. Well, after climbing up that escarpment, I did a little wandering, a little farther downstream. Found this nice step falls here. I'm going to head up over here, see if I can get a better view. Oh yeah, this is beautiful. That is one deep gorge. I don't know if you can see it down there or not. It's about 50 feet to the water. The little step falls right down there. You can see that little step falls in there. It's another one that's kind of difficult to see back in there. It's like there's two small step falls back in there. One that's just on this side of the tree. One that's back in here. Real pretty. Well, I'm going to head back up to where that primitive campsite was, and we'll take it from there. Well, before I say goodbye to you folks, I wanted to get one last shot here. That's the opposite side of the river. That's where I'll be saying goodbye from. I just had to get this shot. I'm right on top of the falls on that outcrop of rock. It is awesome. Absolutely beautiful. Looking upstream. The big gorge, the falls, looking downstream. Can't beat it. I'd love to be over here on the other side. But that's only about 35 feet across. I don't think I can jump it. So, well, I'm going to head on over to this little lookout over here, and I'll say goodbye from there. Thanks for taking along, folks. Well, folks, that's it for Wren Falls. It's a beauty. Kind of a tough drive in here. It's an easy hike once you get in. It's a little tough driving in though. Would I do it again? Oh, at a drop of a hat I would. I'd come out here any chance I could get. Absolutely beautiful. Other than the folks that were in here when I first got here, and I visited with them for a few minutes. Excuse me. A little bit of a cough from climbing up that escarpment back there. Anyway, I visited with them for a few minutes. I hope this wind isn't messing up the microphone. But after visiting with them, then I started to film out over the falls and up until this point. There's been nobody else come in. And I really doubt anybody's going to be coming in now. Oh yeah, this time of night, nobody's going to be coming in. By the time they get in here and get a peek at the falls, they'll have to run back to their vehicles. So I'm going to just enjoy this for the next 20 minutes or so. I wish you all were here with me. A little bit of company, enjoying this view, the sound of the falls. Just can't beat that. Well, again, I'd like to thank everybody for following along the last couple of days. All of these waterfalls that I've stopped and visited. Every single one of these waterfalls were in Iron County, Wisconsin. There's only 2 other waterfalls, named waterfalls, that I'm aware of left in the county. Now they're a little bit farther south. And I didn't put them on my list because I just didn't feel that I had the amount of time necessary to be able to run that far south, hit those 2 waterfalls, and hit the 5 I hit today. So out of the 10 named waterfalls in Iron County that I'm aware of, I hit 8 of them in 2 days. Loved every minute of it. I wish I had another 10 days of doing the same thing. Just travel around, hit these waterfalls. They're getting more enjoyable by the moment. So it's going to be tough not to go do this again tomorrow. I have other things I have to do. If I had a choice, I'd be back out in the woods doing waterfalls or doing something. But tomorrow, nope, I'm stuck in town tomorrow. Now the following day, today's Friday by the way, on Sunday, I'm going to be heading out in the woods, and I may do a video or 2 while I'm out there. I might do a sty story. I might even video what I'm doing out there. And what I'm doing is I got a couple of new firearms that I'm going to try out that I haven't range tested yet. And I'm going to take those 2 firearms out in the woods with me and practice a little bit with them. But that's what I'm doing Sunday. And then on Monday, I have to get a truck repair done because I had my poor King Ranch has a broken driver's window. Well, the window's not broke. It's the mechanism, or the actuator they call it, in the door for the power window went bad on it. So Monday I've got an appointment to have that repaired, which puts me without a woods vehicle to head out in the woods. So Sunday will be my last day out in the woods for the 6 days I have off. And then I gotta hope for a couple of days in a row again so I can get out and about. Now, it's getting close to the leaves turning. So I'm gonna have to make a trip out to Horseshoe Lake and do a fall ride to Horseshoe Lake, which I had promised last year, but circumstances as they were didn't allow for it. So I'll make up for it this year and make a fall ride out there when the leaves turn. But Other than that, I don't know for sure what to expect after this week. We'll see what happens. But as I always mention, well, almost always mention, I'm going to retire this coming spring. Next summer is going to be a whole different story. I'm going to be out in the woods a lot next year. I'll spend all my free time, you know, conditions willing, I shall be out in the woods. So, in the meantime, get out there and check out a couple of waterfalls in your own neck of the woods. Speaking of woods, MT Woods Runner, old Woods, out there in Montana, he saw the waterfall videos and he said that he's thinking he needs to do that around his neck of the woods. Go out and visit some of those waterfalls. Well, I hope he does. Get out there and enjoy those waterfalls. They're so relaxing. So until the next time, you folks all have a very nice day. Bye-bye.